Most people who quit freshwater fish keeping don't quit because they hate fish. They quit because something keeps dying, and nobody can tell them exactly why. And here's the uncomfortable truth. A lot of fish sold as easy really aren't. So today I'm breaking that cycle. This video covers the 10 best freshwater fish for beginners. Not based on any hype, not based on looks, but based on real-world survivability. These are the fish that tolerate imperfect water, forgive beginner mistakes, and still thrive in normal home aquariums. If you're new to the hobby or helping someone get started, this list will save you frustration, money, unnecessary losses. When people say beginner fish, they usually mean cheap or small. That's not enough. A true beginner fish needs to tolerate fluctuating water parameters, survive minor feeding mistakes, accept common prepared foods, be peaceful and predictable, not require specialty equipment or expert level care. Every fish on this list checks those boxes. Some are easier than others, but none of them are fragile. So to top the list off, not in any particular order, first is the betta fish. Bettas get a bad reputation because of how they're marketed. Not because they're hard to keep, but because what we are told. When housed properly, they're one of the best beginner fish available. They don't need tank mates, they don't need massive tanks, and they're incredibly interactive. A single betta in a heated 5 to 10 gallon tank with gentle filtration is a near perfect setup. They're hardy, they recognize their owners, and they tolerate mistakes better than most tropical fish. The key is simple: warm water, clean water, and space to swim. Next up is guppies. Guppies are popular for a reason. They're colorful, active, and extremely forgiving. They tolerate a wide range of water conditions and accept almost any commercial fish food. They're excellent for beginners learning how to manage a community tank. The one thing every beginner needs to know is that guppies are live bearers. This means that they can reproduce fairly easily and sometimes quickly. If you don't want babies, keep only males. If you're okay with reproduction, guppies are a fantastic way to observe natural fish behavior. The next one on the list are platies. Platies are one of the most underrated beginner fish. They're peaceful, social, and adaptable. They can stand a wide range of water parameters, and platies do well in 10-gallon tanks or even 20s. They integrate easily into community setups. They're not aggressive, they're easy to feed, and they don't stress easy. Like guppies, platies are live bearers, but they're generally calmer and less hyperactive than guppies. For beginners who want easy, predictable fish, platies are a safe choice, and they're one of my favorites on this list. Up next is the Celestial Pearl Danio, also sometimes called the Galaxy Rasbora, and why that is, that's another video altogether. These fish are often mislabeled as fragile. In reality, they're quite hardy once established. They do best in stable, cycled tanks and appreciate plant coverage. They're peaceful, small, and stunning in proper lighting. Kept in groups of 8 or more, they'll show excellent colored and natural schooling. They're ideal for beginners who've mastered the beginner basics and want something a little more refined without jumping into advanced. Zebra Danios are one of the toughest freshwater fish you can buy. They tolerate temperature swings in perfect water, and beginner mistakes better than almost anything. That makes them ideal for new tanks that still are stabilizing. They're fast, active swimmers, and should be kept in groups. Their constant movement keeps the tank lively, and their resilience makes them an excellent confidence builder. White cloud mountain minnows are the next on the list. They are one of the best beginner fish that most people overlook. They're peaceful, hardy, and like the zebra danio, don't require a heater in most homes. That alone removes one of the major failure points for beginners. They do well in smaller tanks, they're easy to feed, they tolerate a wide range of conditions, and are just awesome. If you want simplicity without sacrificing activity or beauty, white clouds are definitely an excellent choice. The next fish on the list is popular with beginners as well as advanced keepers. Corydoras. Cory catfish are one of the best beginner-friendly bottom dwellers. They're peaceful, social, and very forgiving. Corys must be kept in groups, and when they are, they're active, entertaining, and just fun to watch. They help clean up leftover food, though they're not a replacement for maintenance and you can't rely on the leftover food being their only food source. The tolerance for beginner mistakes and calm nature makes them ideal for community tanks. Next on this list is the Harlequin rasbora. Harlequin rasboras are one of the most reliable community fish. They're peaceful, hardy, and rarely cause any problems. They adapt well to a wide range of water parameters and coexist easily with other beginner fish. Kept in groups, they provide constant movement without aggression, making them a stress-free choice for new aquarists. The next fish on the list is another one of my favorites, the cherry barb. Cherry barbs are one of the few barbs that truly belong on a beginner list. They're peaceful, colorful, and far less aggressive than most barbs are stereotyped as. They're hardy, easy to feed, and thrive in a planted community tank. In groups, males develop a deep red coloration, adding visual interest without introducing the problem behavior. The last fish on this list is a very popular one that you may not see as much, but are still very entertaining. The bristlenose pleco. Unlike common plecos that outgrow their beginner tanks, bristlenose stay a manageable size. They're hardy, adaptable, and control algae. Again, algae shouldn't be their only food source, so make sure to feed them a good algae wafer. They need driftwood, hiding places, but beyond that, they're one of the easiest plecos to keep and much better choice than what stores typically recommend. If you're new to freshwater fish keeping, your success depends on fish choice more than anything else. Every fish on this list gives beginners room to learn without constant losses. Start with hardy species. Build good habits, and the hobby becomes enjoyable instead of frustrating. If this video has helped you, hit the like button, subscribe, push the notification bell, and tell me in the comments which fish you started with, or which one you're planning to try in the future. See you next time.